Welcome to the Tech and Chai podcast. Today we're going to be talking about NFTs, and we're going to be talking about what are the most unique use cases beyond just art and collectibles.
To get started, I'll quickly define what an NFT and a smart contract are. An NFT is a non-fungible token that provides ownership of a digital asset, and this digital asset can also represent a physical item as well. And a smart contract just facilitates the sale of an NFT. An NFT is created by the minting process, and the smart contract sale is recorded on the blockchain, aka a public ledger.
Perfect. Thanks for setting the stage. So I'm sure anyone who is on the internet or in any even conversations with friends, NFTs are dominating a lot of conversations and headlines. And more times than not, the use case for NFTs that are being discussed currently are constantly art.
Yeah.
And they're constantly building this case that this is the most amazing thing that's ever happened for artists. And this is a great time to be a digital creator, etc., etc. We all know, unless you're someone on the level of a Beeple or you created Bored Ape Yacht Club, you're not going to be making these hundreds of millions of dollars as advertised in every headline, right? So I've seen countless amount of small creators being like, oh, I got like really swept up into the NFT hype, and I went ahead and I minted 10 of my most trending art pieces that I had on my Instagram and whatnot. And the gas prices are so high that they're spending hundreds of dollars to even mint that artwork as an NFT, and they're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, it's really
they're
sad.
not getting that conversion on sales. It's not curing every issue that was promised, but like regardless, it is very interesting. But in a lot of our conversations we've had is like, we're very intrigued by NFTs, and the thing that sticks out the most to me, the utility of the smart contract and how much of the smart contract is really the game changer, because realistically anything could be an NFT. And it's just a matter of your creativity. The smart contract facilitating the sale of that NFT is what I think is really the most intriguing. And so removing that middleman, the middle person, is what's really intriguing. And this application could be so widespread, like in terms of like real estate. If you have a family home that's passed down to you, instead of it going through this traditional sale of real estate brokers and etc., being able to put that in a smart contract and that being able to like live on in your family is really intriguing. And I think it could be really a path to removing middlemen, so you can sell or trade anything with a smart contract. There's a real application here for real estate or jewelry or heirlooms or priceless historical artifacts. If it's captured in the blockchain and any edits, etc., would be documented.
I think that's really interesting. I also feel like because the blockchain is immutable and basically like a public ledger, so any industries that rely a lot on regulation and transparency and making sure that there's this audit trail of sort could also highly benefit from using a blockchain as their database store versus just like a standard general database.
That's such a good point. I think that's really, really intriguing. So yeah, it has so many applications, maybe even in financial services. So insurance, when you're creating basically a schedule of property, your schedule of vehicles, you're kind of making changes more quickly. But I think property is like very, very intriguing here. And then maybe even when you are a young couple getting married, maybe that eliminates the need to go visit a lawyer, pay thousands of dollars of fees for a prenup when your net worth is probably very humble.
Yeah. I wonder if people could, instead of going to the courthouse and getting a marriage certificate,
now we're talking.
If that could actually be
why can't
like
we
an
do
NFT?
that?
Yeah.
I think for the average person, it doesn't make sense to incur such high legal costs. And the smart contract is a very smart way to have an agreement and be able to encapsulate that.
Yeah,
indefinitely.
I guess the only thing to add there is it depends on how much it would cost to write one up, because you have to learn how to make a smart contract in like Solidity, kind of like code that. It could be really interesting.
For someone who's a high net worth individual, they probably would still want to seek legal counsel when they're divvying up assets or creating a will and, whatnot. But for like the average person, this could be a really cool way to be able to have that security, making sure there is a record of these transactions.
I could see freelancers also really using smart contracts to facilitate the sale of their services.
Yeah.
Just because if you're on Fiverr or any type of service that helps connect freelancers to clients, they always have to pay that fee.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a way to eliminate that fee and allow a freelancer to get all of their money's worth.
I love that. There's still so many more applications that people have not explored. So I really like some of the things we've come up with in this brainstorm. So definitely interested to see this space, and we're going to be watching it. And it's a space we definitely are excited about. Let us know what your thoughts are. Like, what could be some interesting use cases for NFTs that go beyond just art? We'll be creating a post about this on our Instagram at Tech and Chai. So definitely let us know your thoughts there. And thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tech and Chai podcast. We will catch you next time.
Thanks for listening.